Having the intro for the map reflect straight back to 2009 radio for Maxis and Richtofen's experiment number 6 is a brilliant way to bring people back into the story. And honestly, the voice acting in that radio still gives me chills to this day. Canonically, the teleporters are what fractured time, so this is a visual representation of that. That's an iconic laugh.
This ain't funny, Doc. Turn around. Slowly.
I really love the parallel between the Giant and Origins intro, how they both come together because they simply want to take Richtofen down. And obviously all 3 voice actors get a win each.
Do you know who I am?
Iconic.
That's why you better do exactly what we say. Agreed.
Did Richtofen just aura farm? I love that they hear that iconic zombies growl and just think, yep, time to get to it.
You must awaken the test subjects.
But you are the test subjects. Kinda. Great, now Takio's aura farming too. I feel like this sort of video game cinematography always makes me pray and wish to God that one day they'll do a Zombies live action TV show. Zombies.
Richtofen! Whatever you're thinking of doing, don't do it!
You do not want to meet what's on the other side of that door!
You cannot begin to comprehend the great evil you could unleash!
This guy is not listening to a single word they say. He is definitely going to push that button. The sounds, the smoke, the drama. Shooting yourself in the head. Cold.
Damn it, Richtofen! I thought we were done with this!
I love how this line makes it seem like Richtofen does this on a regular occasion.
What I do only to secure a better tomorrow.
You can always trust Nolan enough to add gravitas to a line that needs epic delivery. Freeze frame. I think this is also the only intro you can find the motion capture for on YouTube. I'm not sure how many intros actually used motion capture, but this one did, and you can find the whole video. If you go back and compare the World at War Der Riese to the Giant on Black Ops 3, you'll realise how much of a beautiful reimagining this map actually is. I love that when you turn on the power it shines a spotlight straight onto a sign that says help on the wall. Now I'm going to give it a win, but it is always a strange one, but we still to this day do not know why the Mob of the Dead plane is on the top of the Giant. But it's fun that it's there. And on the note of things being where they shouldn't be, we also have the Origins Giant robot, which we know did not exist in the original version of Der Riese, but it makes sense that the map called The Giant would also be the place that manufactures the Giant. So for a split second when you teleport, you'll actually see a hint of what's to come in the future. Now, at this point in the zombie storyline, we had no idea about Zombie Richtofen, Ultimus Richtofen being so detrimental to the story, and Treyarch probably didn't either. But it's really cool they put a hint this far back. If you come over to the window near the furnace, you'll actually hear the sounds of a little girl crying, which is meant to be representative of Samantha Maxis, and it is carried over from World at War and Black Ops 1. And there's another little side Easter egg on this map that's quite interesting, which is that if you go to the teleporter B area and turn right down this corridor, you'll see a fun little reference to the fact that the Nazis had hidden gold all over the place.
To be honest, I still haven't gotten over killing myself.
Okay, so whilst recording this win, I found it absolutely hilarious that Richtofen said this line, so I'm giving that a win. But thank you very much, Der Riese, for giving us a very easy and to-do Pack-a-Punch. And speaking of Pack-a-Punch, we have to give the camo some props. It does have a lot more to it than meets the eye. So we can see that it has the atomic symbol at the top, it has the iron cross at the bottom, which is the representative of the Nazi symbol. We have the Roman numerals for 935, and some lightning extra around the borders. It's really representative of the whole map itself. And of course it wouldn't be a discussion about the giant if we didn't discuss the classic strat of sitting on the catwalk. I guaranteed I've spent hundreds of hours just sat here shooting zombies. One thing I will always love about the older maps is that they don't have a mini-map, and you kind of just have to figure out where you are, and there's always one of these somewhere on the walls. This map also houses an interactive Easter egg that I really like, where if you throw the monkey into all three teleporters and then hit this red button, the giant will send a giant laser beam opening up a new perk for you. We've all trained in this area and gone down on round 36, right? And that is fucking hideous. The sound effects on the traps just do something for me. And on the note of sound effects, it's never been discovered if there's an Easter egg behind it or if there's some reason for it, but if you take the Wonder Wolf and go anywhere near the Pack-a-Punch machine, it will occasionally make this sound. And just outside of the spawn room, you'll see a little Easter egg for Samantha's teddy bear. And this is another one of those Easter eggs that's made its way from World at War, where if you go into theatre mode, you can actually see on the roof of the giant that someone has written help.
I want to play a game. Let's play hide and seek. Those were her exact words.
I want to play a game.
This map also features a homage to the first ever Easter egg in World at War, which is considered the flytrap Easter egg, where you would shoot a switch and go around the map and shoot 3 items, and you would get an achievement. There's also one other smaller thing to this furnace. The mechanic of spawning a power-up is actually losing a win here, because I don't think I ever got a max ammo when I needed one.
Let what is past be gone!
From the moment I decided to do this series, I decided that I would have a win counter go up depending on how many kills a single shot from a wonder weapon could do, so I'm going to do that now.
I will peel flesh from their undead bones.
If the bow and knife's on a map, I'm always going to give it a win.
So, you gonna tell me what the fuck you were doing back there?
Dempsey, my dear simple-minded American, you simply wouldn't understand.
I've always really loved how if you pay attention to the character interaction throughout the map, you will always find pieces of dialogue that connect pieces of the story together that you weren't really aware of before. It's something that goes amiss these days. And now I'm going to go through the map's dialogue and apply wins where needed.
Pictures, Dempsey, pictures. Or it didn't happen.
You are an evil that must be stopped.
I'm helping you more than you realize, Nikolai. After all, didn't I just kill myself a little while ago?
Who is this fucking Maxis? I've never seen him. Apart from that brain in a jar we found in France.
Can I trust you, Nikolai? Because last time I checked, we were enemies.
When did you last check? We were allies in all 3 world wars.
Why does your hatred run so deep?
Do I really need to explain that? I mean, really? Have you forgotten Richtofen's thirst for chaos?
And on the note of chaotic Richtofen, I thought it would be time for a little montage of chaotic Richtofen.
Hot, hot, hot! It's so very hot!
Richtofen's actions will create chaos throughout all of time. Will he never change?
Nope.
I've killed thousands of you. I will kill thousands more!
I've always wondered about that little sign. What exactly are they trying to imply?
Death comes for us all. But something worse comes for death. Takio.
Ah!
Hoorah! Hoorah!
Grenades are crude devices for buffoons. Dempsey!
Last night I had a dream. I dreamt of a house. A house with children.
So out of context, this line could come across quite wrongly, but it's a nice premonition of what's to come.
War is inevitable. Inevitable. War is coming for sure.
Where is he? That foul, stinking, rotten German!
Don't be too anxious to cross swords with Takio.
One of my favourite voice lines throughout all of it is whenever you spawn into the map as tank and it gives you this.
Field report.
I have heard this weapon release an unholy sound. When it speaks in language I have never heard.
So a fun fact about a Wonder Wolf is it actually does make a different noise whenever you get a certain amount of kills. I believe it has to be anything over 8 and it'll make a happy noise.
No kisses until you brush your teeth, sweetheart!
Fish. That is all.
Hell hath no fury like Takio with a ray gun.
Sexy Russian Nikolai.
I have traveled. I've seen many things. Many futures, many histories.
Now, I don't know if I was the only one, but being British, one of the correlations I could always see with Richtofen was to Doctor Who. Whether or not it was intentional, I'll never know, but who cares?
Universes freeze and creations burn. I have seen things you wouldn't believe.
Now, I know I could go through the map and keep going through the voice notes and keep on finding more and more and more to put in here, but I'm not going to do that because there is so much to that. There are hundreds of voice notes, up to an hour and a half of it is just voice notes for this map. But I want to go into some other little details that I found instead. But I do need to quickly sneak this win in there. When I was doing the map, I ran Immolation, and on all 3 occasions of me running this map, I happened to get the Wonder Waff the Monkeys and the Ray Gun on my first Immolation. So if you were part of the community at any point, you'll probably have heard of ciphers. Now, there are a few ciphers that are still unsolved to this day, and the Giant does house one of them, so if anyone wants to take it up, here you go. One thing that I will always appreciate is that they decided to bring the Giant back along with Shadows of Evil. If the game had just released with Shadows of Evil, I do not think the game would have got as much praise as it did. But the Giant gave the community some ways to just jump in and enjoy zombies without having to go through the tedious and long setups of Shadows of Evil, which at the time when the game released was not very great because it was very unbalanced and very unforgiving towards the player. So the Giant sort of gave people a safe space to still enjoy zombies at the beginning when it wasn't in its best moments. And I love the reason that they brought the Giant back was because it has a genuine place in the zombie storyline as being pretty much the origin for the beginning of the Aloma story. You can argue and say it started at Shino or potentially at Nacht, you can argue these points, but at the end of the day, the original story starts with Richtofen and Maxis at Der Riese doing their experiments, and that's essentially what kickstarts the entire zombie storyline with fracturing their timelines and sending people to Agartha. All of it starts originally at Der Riese. So it's really nice that we start off the Black Ops 3 storyline where we try to do a new story and a retelling of that same sort of thing in a different way. And the sound design for this map is great. When you spawn in, you initially get this. But then throughout the map there are other things, and the music is another thing that I will put into this as well. The music Easter egg for this map is a remix of Beauty of Annihilation, which is a great song.
I can see them everywhere. They're all around me. They're waiting for me.
Now, I couldn't talk about the sound and music design without also talking about the art design. Now, there was a previous point made where I thought that the difference between the Giant and Der Riese is massive and it's beautiful, and that's one thing, but just go around this map and look at it. This map was originally built on a system where not much could be put into it, but it was still built at its core with the ideas in mind of what it could look like in the future. Now, when you reimagine it and look at it as the Giant as it is now, you will see that they were right. This map genuinely is a great masterpiece, because when you remaster it and make it look like this, it was always going to be a perfect map. And I know this is ridiculous, and I've always planned to put this right at the end of the video, but this has got to be one of my favourite little parts about the map, no matter how sadistic it is. So that was everything great about the Giant. I hope you liked it. Please subscribe. Yeah, I don't know how to do these outro things yet.